Hook 0. 15 million people gave their DNA to a company that promised to unlock their ancestry and health secrets. That company just went bankrupt. And now all that genetic data, the most personal information that exists, could be sold to the highest bidder. This is the story of 23andMe, a company that was valued at $6 billion, a company that never made a profit, and a company that might have just created the biggest privacy disaster in history. Intro 035. The promise was simple and exciting. Spit in a tube, mail it in, learn where your ancestors came from, find out if you're predisposed to certain diseases, maybe even discover relatives you never knew existed. Millions of people did it. 23andMe became a cultural phenomenon. They partnered with drug companies. They went public at a nearly $6 billion valuation, and then everything fell apart. Let me show you what went wrong and why the worst might still be coming. The Rise, 1T30. 23andMe was founded in 2006 by Anne Wojcicki. If that name sounds familiar, it might be because she was married to Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google, Silicon Valley royalty. The company's pitch was revolutionary: make genetic testing accessible to everyone. No doctor's visit required. Just $99 and your saliva. By 2019, over 10 million people had used 23andMe. The data they collected was enormous and valuable. See, the genetic tests were just the beginning. The real business model was the data itself. 23andMe partnered with pharmaceutical companies like GlaxoSmithKline. Drug makers would pay for access to this massive genetic database to help develop new treatments. It seemed like the future. Personalized medicine powered by millions of voluntary DNA samples. In 2021, 23andMe went public through a SPAC merger at a valuation of nearly $6 billion. There was just one problem: they had never made a profit. The cracks. 3. Despite the hype, 23andMe's business was struggling. The consumer testing market was saturating. Once you learn your ancestry, you don't need to test again. There's no recurring revenue. And competition was fierce. Ancestry.com, MyHeritage, cheaper options flooding the market. 23andMe tried to pivot. They launched a telehealth service. They pushed deeper into pharmaceutical partnerships. Nothing was working fast enough. The stock price started collapsing. From its peak, shares fell over 95%. And then came the hack. The data breach for Ataware. In October 2023, 23andMe announced a cybersecurity incident. Hackers had stolen personal information from approximately 6.4 million users: names, birth dates, ancestry results, family connections. For a company whose entire value proposition was, trust us with your most intimate biological data, this was catastrophic. The breach triggered a wave of class action lawsuits. 23andMe eventually agreed to a $30 million settlement, but the damage was done. Whatever trust remained had evaporated. The bankruptcy. 5 and out. On March 23, 2025, 23andMe filed for bankruptcy. The company that was once worth $6 billion couldn't survive. Anne Wojcicki resigned as CEO, though she remained on the board. But here's where it gets really concerning. In bankruptcy, assets get sold to pay creditors. And 23andMe's most valuable asset isn't their testing equipment or their brand. It's the genetic data of 15 million people. The data dilemma. 545. Think about what that data contains. Your complete genetic code, information about diseases you might develop, your biological family connections, traits you might pass to your children. This isn't like a credit card number that can be changed. You can't get a new genome. This data is permanent. And when 23andMe filed for bankruptcy, that data became an asset to be auctioned off. Attorneys general from 25 states tried to intervene. They demanded independent examiners review privacy protections before any sale could proceed. Their concern? That this data could end up with foreign adversaries or companies with far fewer ethical constraints. Federal law does almost nothing to protect genetic information given to a private company. HIPAA doesn't apply. 23andMe isn't a healthcare provider. You have almost no legal protection. The response, 645. After the bankruptcy announcement, nearly 2 million people rushed to delete their DNA data from 23andMe's servers. Attorneys general in California, Maryland, North Carolina, and Connecticut officially recommended that people delete their accounts. Congress held hearings. Anne Wojcicki was called to testify. Lawmakers demanded assurances that foreign adversaries wouldn't be able to access American genetic data. In July 2025, 23andMe's assets were sold to TTAM Research Institute through the bankruptcy process. The company was renamed Chrome Co. What happens to that data now? Who really controls it? Those questions don't have clear answers. The lesson, 745. So what can we learn from the 23andMe collapse? First, data is forever. We click agree on privacy policies without reading them. We trust companies with our most personal information because it's convenient. But companies fail. Companies get hacked. And that data doesn't disappear when they do. Second, unprofitable companies are risky companies. 23andMe never figured out a sustainable business model. They had valuable data, but no reliable way to turn it into profit. When the money runs out, desperate things happen. Third, regulation hasn't caught up. Your medical records have legal protections. Your genetic data sold directly to a consumer company? Almost none. This gap in the law left millions of people exposed. The bigger picture, 845. We're entering an era where our biological information is becoming a commodity. Insurance companies want genetic data. Employers might want it. Governments definitely want it. And as AI advances, the insights that can be extracted from genetic information will only grow. 23andMe was just the beginning. As the industry grows, more companies will collect more genetic data. And as 23andMe showed us, we have almost no control over what happens to that data when things go wrong. 15 million people trusted a company with their DNA. That company is gone. Their DNA isn't. Outro, 9:30. 23andMe promised to democratize genetic knowledge. Instead, they created a cautionary tale about what happens when we give away our most permanent data to companies that can't survive. The next time a company offers you a fun service in exchange for deeply personal information, remember, they might not be around forever, but your data will be. If you want more business breakdowns, hit subscribe. New videos every Tuesday and Friday. Next time, why the company everyone trusted was actually a house of cards. See you then. NND.